Thank you for joining me here at the live desk once again. You know, when you see this guy right beside me, you know we are going to be talking about the upcoming holiday season as far as travel goes. Thank you so much, Nick Shabaria with AAA, for joining me here at the live desk. I know Thanksgiving is just a week away, and so we have to jump into it. How many people are expected to travel this upcoming holiday?
Yeah, it's great to be here, Janae. And AAA is expecting another busy Thanksgiving travel season with more than 55 million Americans expected to travel during the Thanksgiving period, which we count as Wednesday through Sunday of the holidays. So we know that all forms of travel, whether it be road trips, air travel, cruises, trains, buses, everything's going to be up from last year, overall about 2%, and really getting us close to where we were prior to the pandemic. So if you're one of the millions heading out on the roads or hitting the skies next week, expect to have some company.
Yeah, and that was going to actually be my follow-up question. So here locally, what are we expecting? Are we expecting more people to travel by their cars this upcoming holiday season, or what should we expect? And if so, what are the best drive times? When should they hit the roads?
Yeah, that's a great question. And certainly in the Missouri, Kansas area, really like much of the country, the vast majority of travelers are going to be going by road trip. We know that road trips account for about 85% of the anticipated Thanksgiving travel this year. So plenty of drivers out on the roads. What's interesting, we've seen a trend really since coming out of the pandemic where Tuesday has now started to become one of the busiest travel days, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Typically, it was always on that Wednesday, but perhaps workers have a little bit more flexibility with their schedules when they can leave. So it looks like people may be taking advantage of the time off and leaving a little bit earlier, starting on Tuesday. Generally speaking, no matter what day you're leaving, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thanksgiving, the earlier in the morning you can leave, the better you are at avoiding some of the heaviest congestion. If you can hit the road before 10 a.m., let's say, that's going to help you avoid some of those peak travel times, which really occur late morning through mid-afternoon hours.
People are getting ahead of the travel season, I should say, and really thinking about when they should leave. Tuesday, that's pretty smart. I didn't think about that. 2 days ahead. But I want to focus on something that's been all over social media today, and that is the government shutdown that could be happening this upcoming Friday if they don't reach a new spending deal. How will that impact travelers?
Yeah, well, we certainly know that the heaviest impact with a government shutdown could be to air travelers. While TSA and air traffic controllers would still be operating, they would be doing so without pay. Typically, when we look back at how other government shutdowns have impacted leisure travel, the airports is really sort of the primary focus that we've seen. Again, what shutdown could mean longer wait times to get through security, flight delays because of air traffic controller shortages, and really the longer that a shutdown would go on, the larger of an impact we would see. Again, these TSA workers, these air traffic controllers, they'll still be at work, but they won't be getting paid. So, you have to imagine the longer a shutdown goes on, the less people you may see showing up to work, which could cause longer delays at the airports. Should we enter a shutdown or really anytime you're traveling during a busy period like Thanksgiving, it's so important for air travelers. Make sure you're downloading your airline's app. That's the best way to get updates on flight changes, gate changes, or flight cancellations. And that can also help you reschedule quicker than going through the phone or even talking to an agent.
Awesome. And I do want to go back to traveling by car this upcoming season. How are gas prices looking right now?
Yeah, great news for those folks that are driving. Gas prices across the board are down about 40 cents from this time last year. We know, for example, in Missouri, just the statewide average just dropped under $3 a gallon for the first time since March of this year. So gas prices trending in the right direction for drivers, and barring any major disruptions to oil and gas industry in the next week, we expect prices to continue trending downwards as we get closer toward the holiday.
And Nick, any final tips that you have for our viewers right now, whether they're going to be taking to the skies or hitting the roads in the next week?
Yeah, really just from a message of safety, we know that there's going to be an increased number of drivers on the road. Make sure you're leaving plenty of time to get to where you're going safely. Of course, make sure that you're paying attention for the increased traffic, for any roadside workers that may be out working over the week of the holiday, and certainly make sure you're putting your phone down and buckling up. For example, we know in Missouri this will be the first Thanksgiving where it's illegal to have your phone in your hand when you're behind the wheel. So make sure you're aware of that and staying safe out on the roads.
Definitely a great tip there. Nick, thank you so much for joining me here at the Live Desk. And also good news for our viewers. I don't think we're expecting any crazy weather if you're going to be taking to the roads for the Thanksgiving holiday. Again, I want to take a look at this file video as we look ahead to next Thursday, next week, when a lot of travelers will be taking to the roads as well as the skies. And of course, everyone here at KCTV5, we have you all covered as we look ahead to that holiday.